Okay, so in this video, we're gonna do a quick little rundown comparison between the MODX M, the MODX 6. I'm not a master of either, but for those of you guys interested, this is kind of a video for me as well. I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm gonna keep this guy as a backup, find a nice little home for him, or if I'm going to sell them. Now it is a wider lens up here, so if the MODX 6 seems a little bit bigger, that's just based on the lens, but pretty much they're the same size, okay? First thing to note, I have these both hooked up into my interface, and the one thing that did bother me about the MODX 6 Plus is it's unbalanced out, which supposedly this one is too, but as far as noise, the MODX 6 seems to be a little bit noisier. If I come over to Ableton, you can see right here, they're both set to the same levels. I have my pads on to kind of kill the noise, but if I turn them off, I mean, I'm getting a lot of noise out of the MODX Plus, so I gotta kind of dampen them. But even when I undampen the MODX M, not getting much noise there, okay? That did drive me nuts because having the Phantom and it having balanced outs, I don't run into any of those issues. I tried swapping cables, everything else, but the MODX 6 tends to be a little bit noisier. Now, a workaround of this is to run it through USB audio, but I usually run everything out into my audio interface first. Just kind of a quick note there, I'm not getting as much noise from the MODX M6. Now, I can't play too heavy because the camera on this table tends to wobble a little bit more, but the layout is pretty much the same. They didn't change a whole lot on this opening screen, outside of they kind of show you your element parts right here on the top right away, which is kind of a nice little feature. The other thing to note, there's a lot more buttons, and I would call these quality of life buttons. For example, they kind of put this navigation right around the jog wheel, which is nice. You got to do the navigation down here, which nothing crazy, but it would be, it's a little clunky. It is nice just having everything kind of centered right here and grouped together right here. The other thing that they gave you on the MODX M is your scenes. Nice. There's 8 scenes right here. And small detail, but the color blue on these really are nice. On the MODX 6 Plus, still has this layout right here. You have your scenes 1 through 4, toggle it down, now you go 5 through 8. So little details, but it's nice to be able to sort through your scenes real easy. And the other thing that's nice about it is some of these performances, when you click on them, it's going to show you all the scenes. So let's find something. So we got 4. This one has 8, right? So it's real easy to see this one has 8. Switch over. I mean, okay, let's see. So click on that one. You're kind of guessing, right? Like you can't tell until you click over, but having them right here, really nice. The other thing, these light up faders, having 8 faders, it's like a must, right? Because when you're building and layering parts, kind of knowing what's active here is really nice, right? Because it's showing you, hey, you have 6 different parts in here instead of 8, right? I click over here, you know, I got to kind of toggle over, and you know, you can't tell until you go into the actual performance, right? Click into the performance, click into the performance. And now you can kind of see what's going on between the two. Believe it or not, this hold button actually is really convenient. I don't have a sustain under the keyboards right now. It's hooked up back there. But if we go to category, let's find a piano. And let's go category. Hold on. Find a piano, right? Let's turn that on. Really nice. And small detail, but there's certain performances in the MODX M where when I turn on the keyboard, hold, and I just start playing, it kind of starts to give it more of a sample kind of feel to it. Recording the sustain in your DAW is kind of a pain because it doesn't like to activate it when your foot's down before the recording starts. You have to kind of wait for the recording to start, then hit the sustain. I don't know if it's just Ableton that does it or if there's other DAWs that has the same issue, but little detail there, really nice. The other thing, this portamento time right here, that's pretty sleek, just to kind of toggle that on and off. And another thing that's really nice between these two is being able to toggle up and down right here. Like you turn it on, you have to go top to bottom, no matter what. But here, if I just want to go back up, you just go back up, right? You don't have to just, hold on, let me go back to the top. It's like this keyboard didn't come out that long ago, and the Plus should have been the MODX M, right? But I'll complain about that later. Little salty, but this keyboard, they just really inherited everything from the MODX, which, yeah, it's an older keyboard, but man, they decided no quality updates on that like they did this, okay? Let's go back into category, and you can see our menus is a little bit different. And again, on here, it kind of gives you the breakdown of the elements inside. So that's kind of nice, the difference between the two right there. The other thing that they gave you is a mid knob position. That's not on the MODX 6. I haven't got much chance to dabble with that, but you know, we're gonna find out how much extra that little mid does. And I would say all in all, the layout is a lot better. I do like how they moved the record button, all that navigation right here, and they kind of kept everything here. The octave being up here is a little weird because most keyboards have them here. This one had it here, but I'm assuming because they figured you might be spending time in your scenes, that maybe it's quick for the octave up and down. I haven't found myself like reaching down for the octave, but you know, I know when I'm just playing on here, you know, the octave up and down is right there. The other great thing that they added was these encoders right here. There's no encoders, right? And it sounds nitpicky, but when you start to go in and shape and dial, this gives you some extra features, right? So, you know, if I want to page through, I can do it this way. I mean, I can dial down this way, right? You can sort right here. And if you've worked on the Phantoms or probably on the Montage, you know that, you know, having extra little knobs is really helpful because these are pretty complex keyboards. And you spend enough time on them, you're going to do a lot of menu diving. So having some additional encoders here, really, really useful, okay? For example, let's click into a performance and let's go into the performance, and just being able to go and switch through your view modes is really cool, right? So if we just want to toggle through the view modes here, really nice. Performance, it's like, okay, we have the view, let's click view, and then let's kind of toggle here, right? So small details make it really easy to start to navigate Yamaha's pretty intensive system here. The other thing is, because the keyboard's made of performances, and performances hold a lot of information, and they were able to compress that, it means that you can expand deeper and further on here. For example, let's go category, let's go piano, let's go all the way up, and let's go category, and we got the CFX here, let's go performance mode. So you see up here, you know, this acoustic piano, I mean, it's spread across, right? Let's turn this off, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4 different parts, as opposed to they were able to fit everything into one, right? So take the new engine, put it off to the side, right? Because this keyboard doesn't have it. The AWM engine being able to fit onto one as opposed to splitting across 4 different parts, I mean, that's pretty nice, right? So this is just going across one. If I'm over here, you know, I'm dealing with, you know, 4 parts, and now I have to toggle over to kind of start to deal with, yeah, I got it. It's like, I mean, see what I mean? I should be toggling here to part 5. Yeah. So, I don't know. 4x4 grid doesn't compute with my brain too well, as opposed to just having them 8 across right here, or even toggling through 16, right? Because it's like 8, 16. They give you more freedom to kind of play with. So, I mean, these little operator right here and parts right here, quite a bit of comfort being able to just cram everything into one part. Now, the other thing to note is when you start to dive underneath the hood, they kept the settings kind of similar, right? So if I hit settings here, I mean, if you're familiar with the MODX, you're not going to get lost on the MODX M, right? So that part's nice. Let's go back to performance. We'll go back to our performance, and there are the same sounds from the MODX that are on the MODX M. How much more they expanded on it? Doing a little bit of research, it looks like there's 2,000-ish performances. There's 3,200-ish performances on the new one. It looks like they inherited all the sounds from the Montage M. I'm really excited about the plugin. The MODX Plus isn't going to have a plugin. I've seen some people online making their own, which was kind of interesting, but they're like $120, $130. Strange. But it is nice that they're going to be doing a plugin here. And if you don't know what the plugin is, you can just look up ESP VST for the Montage M, and that's basically what they're going to be bringing over into the MODX M, from my understanding. Now sound, we have the same patch here. Pretty much the same, right? So sonically, I think they're about the same. You know, they have the same presets. There's additional ones in here as well, because now you're adding in another engine in here, but freeing up your space between the two, now you can start to get pretty crazy on creating your performances or your live sets, right? We go to our live set here, concert here. I mean, what's inside of you? What's inside of you? Similar, but I mean, I can't tell if they did anything crazy different. Another thing, the Keybed. If you played it on the MODX 6 or 6 Plus, I'm not a big fan of the Keybed. I think I got spoiled on the Phantom and every other keyboard I ever played on. They feel way different. I think the other thing is these are kind of textured as opposed, these are glossy, right? So there's kind of a rub here. And this is just kind of a smooth gloss, right? So texturally, this is a different Keybed, and not a big fan of this Keybed. It just wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to play, right? Another thing, sounds dumb, but the color scheme between the two, the black actually is a lot more appealing, especially when you start to add all the other colors in here. The greenish color palette, I don't know. And then little things, it's like it's green, you know, your ranges here are purple, your ranges here are blue, your buttons, I mean, these are white. I don't know, it looks better in black. This screen it looks very old. It looks dated. It looks very dated. So, small complaint there. I mean, but other than that, I haven't got enough time in on this keyboard or this keyboard to really dive into crazy details. But from just the little things here, I definitely like what they did with the upgrade. If I had to choose and walk into the store and they were both priced at the same, hands down, the M is the clear winner, in my opinion, right? Like I said, you go to your live set, you know, I'm playing here. I mean, just being able to switch through there, right? Simple. And you also have things going on here with your parts. If I go over to my live set, let's find something that has 8. You know, it's just, I don't know. Small details. They definitely kept the right things in here for the board. So you MODX users, let me know down below if you plan on updating, if you plan on sticking with your old one, or if you're just gonna pass on any of the Yamaha stuff altogether. Let me know. We'll see you on the next one.